What's going on, everybody? Y'all already know the vibes, man. And today we got something crazy to talk about. Empire, the Dallas Empire released / transferred Huke to the Los Angeles Thieves. And this was a shock, man. As an LA Thieves stan, I'm excited. I mean, this is great news. This was a shock because Tyler's been a part of Empire / Envy for like 5 or 6 years now. This is going back to Halo. He was a part of Envy's Halo team when they had one. He's basically been the cornerstone of Envy, of Empire. You know, he is a generational talent. He's one of the greatest console FPS players of all time. He has a championship in both games. I have one as well, in case y'all forgot. But he's been an absolute monster for that organization, for Hastro, and I know they built a very tight bond. So to see him not only be benched, guys, but then traded away shortly after is mind-blowing. It is. You know, I thought originally he was going to be benched. Maybe they were using it as a tactic for him to kind of get his mind right. Maybe realize he needs to improve in a certain area of his game. I thought they were going to play a couple matches with Fellow and then, you know, slot him back in if things weren't going too hot, which they haven't been going too great, you know, and they did it. They transferred him to the Thieves, and then the Thieves announced that TJHaley would be getting benched. And this one's tough, man. He's just my guy. I know you guys probably see me and him go back and forth with the banner. We like to, you know, roast each other. But at the end of the day, he's my guy. I want to see him do well. I want him to be happy, man. I want him to be successful. And the team was playing good. The team was playing good. I think they're 7-2 overall series count since benching Slasher and having Kenny switch to that main AR role. And the only two teams they lost to, guys, were FaZe and Toronto, the two top teams in the game. I think it's safe to say that LA looked like a top 3 team in Cold War right now. Top 4 at the absolute worst. You know, they're 3-1 currently in their group stage of stage 3, and they're first in their group. You know, they have one more match, but there's a good shot that they were going to be first going into the 3rd major of the year. And they still decided we got to bench TJ. Now, it's tough because TJ hasn't been playing phenomenal. He hasn't been horrible. I think he's improved a lot since they decided to bench Slasher. I felt like in the beginning of Cold War, he was struggling, but the whole team really was struggling, you know? And then when you have the possibility of getting a player like Huke, a generational talent, we know how good Tyler has been, guys, not only in Cold War, but just in general in his Call of Duty career. And more importantly, we know what Kyler's ceiling is, okay, in Cold War. In stage 1, Huke was the best player in the game. He was the best player in the game, hands down. Stage 2, it wasn't the same. You know, he was playing pretty average at best, but you still know what he's capable of, right? What his potential is. So when you put all that together, it sucks for someone like TJ who he doesn't necessarily need to be benched or deserve to be benched from performance. But Huke just brings a lot more potential. He has a higher ceiling, and he can really kind of escalate this LA Thieves team to being a championship team. No, they're not trying to settle for top 3, man, top 4. No team is. And that's the one thing that I do want to give credit to LA Thieves. They're making moves. Okay. The effort is there. I mean, look at the team they had going into Cold War. It was Temp, it was Kenny, it was TJ, it was Slasher. Temp is now on Paris. Slasher and TJ have been benched. They brought in 2 young guns in Venom and Draza. Cap switched Kenny to a main AR role, which everyone thought was absolutely ludicrous. And then they go out and they sign probably the biggest player that they possibly could have. This is a blockbuster deal. Huke leaving the Dallas Empire and joining Los Angeles Thieves. There's a little bit of a rivalry there growing, you know? So this is just, when this opportunity presents itself, you have to take it. So I'm excited for it. I am. I know people were kind of talking about why was TJ benched over Venom. And, you know, I don't know all the personal details right behind the scenes, but my take, if I was Mud Dog, right, the GM or Cap, whatever, it just comes down to this. TJ, he's a veteran player, right? He's a great player in his own right, great player, but he's been around. Okay, you know Tej's ceiling, whereas Venom's a young gun. Okay, you don't really know how far he can go. Right? He's still a very raw player. And saying this with no information right behind the scenes, because I could be completely wrong. There could have been certain factors that went into making this decision. But it's just when you bring in someone like Huke, right, who has a ton of firepower, he is a force on the map. He's a player you got to double team, you got to triple team when he has the rock. You get what I'm saying? You need to see how well Venom does, because now Venom hasn't been great, but he's been a very solid player. From what I know, he's a great kid, great teammate, very dedicated to the grind, dedicated to getting better and improving. But so adding someone like Huke, right, who can really help relieve the pressure off of Venom, like, you know, draw more attention, essentially. This is really just going to help Venom show everyone what he's made of. So if say they bench Tej, I don't know if they have any plans of trading him, but for the time being, he's benched, right? And Venom isn't playing well. I think there's a good possibility that they bring TJ back in, right? Because Tej knows it's a business. He's not going to let it get him down. He's going to, you know, do whatever he can. And if that possibility comes up, he's going to be ready to take it. But with Venom, him being so young, you know, this is also new to him. That could really hinder a young player's future performances, you know, and future growth just as a Call of Duty player. So that is what I'm assuming. That's what I'm taking it as one of the main reasons. You know, maybe they also think Venom's just a better team player. Maybe he knows more about Cold War. He's, you know, maybe they think he's been better in Cold War. I don't know. There could be a bunch of reasons, but I think that's a solid take on my part. You know, I am a genius, so I would assume that has something to do with it. And now you're giving Venom all the tools. Kenny as his main AR, who is a top 3 AR in the game right now. And then you have Huke. If he can get back to his stage 1 performances, they potentially will have one of the best players, one of the best subs, being his sub duo in the game. So it's exciting, man. LAT, they're working, man. It's a business, and they want to win chips. So it's good to see them making moves. I wish more teams would do this in the league. You know, there's more that goes on behind the scenes with contracts and stuff. I get that, but they've made the most changes out of any team in the league. And that's because, hey, this isn't working. Let's not waste any more time on something that just isn't working. A lot of these other teams seem like they're just a little bit too lax. They're not getting the results that they're hoping for, and they're really not doing much to change. But I feel for Tej, man. I think no matter what, I'm sure there are teams out there that want Tej, probably hitting up LAT as we speak. And I'm sure he'll be fine. I think he'll get another shot easily this year to be on a team. If not, if he has to be in challengers, I know he'll be back in the next game, especially if they do expand to 16 teams in the league. But man, LAT, Huke, and Kenny, I'm getting prime Shaq and Kobe vibes. That's about as good as it gets. You know, I think if Huke can really get back to his stage 1, you can arguably have the best AR player and the best sub player on your team. That's a lot of firepower. I think that was the ultimate deciding factor for LAT making this move, is they just want to add the firepower. They do. The potential's there. The team's been looking good, but Huke might be that missing piece that can just kind of put them over the top against top teams like Toronto, like FaZe currently, right? So I'm excited, but damn, that shit is wild. I love Kyle Roster Mania, man. We need more of it so I could speak on it, because it's always something crazy. But it's gonna be good, man. It's gonna be good. I appreciate love as always, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We're cruising. The love has been absolutely wild, for real. All of you guys that show love to the videos, that comment, it really makes my day, for real. I have so much fun doing this, you know, making YouTube videos, streaming, and just seeing all of your love, man. Just saying how much you appreciate, how much you enjoy the content. It really motivates me to continue to improve, to get better, and just have fun with it at the end of the day. You know, make stuff that you guys genuinely like. Yeah, that's it. So thank you. I appreciate it. Until next time, though, stay safe, stay healthy. See y'all when I see y'all. Deuces.